Welcome to Shom HaShov on the Daf. Shir sponsor Lu Nishma Sam V'Yakoshem Le'Apas Yitzchok. We're holding in Makos Daf Yud Beis. The Gemara in Mudal says, "Omar Shlokish Shalosh To'uyos Osid Sorosh Shel Roimi Litois." There's three mistakes that the Malach of Roimi, Rashi says, is the Samech Mem, that he runs to the ear of Batzur and with hopes that he will be saved in the end of the days when Mashiach comes. Says the Gemara, there's three mistakes that he makes. First, he thinks that Batzra is a Ir Miklot, it's only Betzer. Second, he thinks that Ir Miklot is Koil B'mezid, and he is Shoigeg. And three, that he thinks is Koilet a Maloch, and it's only Koilet an Edom. Now, two Nekudas we'll discuss over here in this Gemara. First of all, obviously this Gemara is very difficult to understand on Pipshat. And the Maral gives us a little bit of a key to understand. The Maral says, he starts by saying, Da ki maimer hazeh hu misoide ha-Torah. It's one of the secrets of Torah. So the Maral starts by saying, what's the idea of Golus? The Maral says, Golus is a punishment. What is the punishment? When a person kills, he's doing ktsitzo. He is separating a neshama from a guf. Even though he's killing b'shoikek, he's still doing that. So his punishment is also to be niktas. What does it mean he's niktas? He has to leave his place and go to Golus. It says the Maharal, when we mentioned the previous year, that when a person is killing, he belongs to the Samech Mem, that's his whole tafkid. That's what he's trying to do, to kill people. As the Gemara tells us that Hu Yetzer Hara, Hu Satan, Hu Malach HaMovis, it's all the same entity that's trying to cause a person to do a chait, tries to cause a person to be punished, to separate the neshama from the guf. So any killer belongs to that koyach of the Samech Mem. Now when a person goes and does this kritziko, this killing, he goes to the Ir Miklot. The idea of the Ir Miklot is that the Ir Miklot is cities that belong to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one who puts everything together. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is echad, and he's the me'achet. He unites everything together. So a tikkun for the one who did the ktsitza and the afrada is to be in a Ir Miklot where there will be a chibur and a connection. The Maharal goes on then by Arichus to explain how each one of the Ir Miklot that mentioned in the Gemara is connected one midah, this mizgal from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which we're not going to go into in this year. But he goes on based on this to explain that the Sar of Edom, the Samech Mem, his mistake that he's making is not a complete mistake. He's just taking the concept of Ir Miklot. He says, if there is a tikkun for someone who's killing, who belongs to the koyachas of midas adin of the Samech Mem, of the koyach that comes to separate, and he can fix it through the koyach of the Ir Miklot, says the Samech Mem, says the Satan, I can do the same thing. I should be able to do the same concept of connection. And then Maharal ends the whole piece to say, it's not a full mistake. A full mistake means it's completely wrong. It's not completely wrong. The idea is correct. Ir Miklot is a way to correct the koiches of what a person did something wrong and he acted like a Samech Mem. The Ir Miklot fixes it. So he mainly said the Samech Mem, I should be able to do the same. But he makes three mistakes. And in short, says the Maharal, mistake number one is Betzer and Batra is not just the names of the places. It's how bad did he do it. When Edom did the mice that he did, he's still Edom. His midas adin is softer. Batra is a stronger midas adin. That's why you have the extra hay. The Satan, that's his mission, to be the din that comes to separate people. For that, you don't have a tikkun. And this is really the next two things that the Gemara says. Number one, that he's doing it b'mezid. And number two, that he's a malach. And all that is coming to say the Ir Miklot is a fix when a person did not do this in such a severe way. He's not a separated batson. So then he can come and fix it, connect HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But the Samech Mem, that he's a malach, he does it b'mezid. And he's midas adin akosho, he cannot come and correct it through going to the Ir Miklot. He can't connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in that way. Ein shon sha'advarim nifloim ad lemoid. Now one area that we'll focus over here is, the Maharsha points out, the Rashi, on Yeshayahu Perek Samech Gimel, he says that it's not three mistakes that the Sar of Edom is doing, only two mistakes. The mistake of Betzer and Batra, and the mistake that Shoigig and Mezid. He does not mention the mistake of an Edom and a Malach. So the Maharsha explains, because the mistake of Shoigig and Mezid is the same mistake of Edom and Malach. Because by a Malach there's no Shoigig. But the Aruch LaNer says that really this is a discussion if a malach is called the Edom as well. He brings the Yerushalmi that says in Yumo, it says, Chol Edom lo yebo el moed. You're not allowed to have any person in el moed when the Kohen Gadol goes into Kodesh HaKadoshim. Says the Yerushalmi, Chol Edom, even a malach which says on them, Pneihem Dmus Edom. So it says the Aruch based on that, a malach is also an Edom. So that's why Girsa's Rashi that he brought in the Navi is that we don't say that the mistake is that's a Edom and not a malach. And really, this is a chakira of Yosef Engel, the Beis Oitzo, Mareches Aleph Dalet. When he speaks about is a malach called Edom or not, and he says there's rayas to here and to there. Our Gemara is mashma that an Edom and a malach is not called an Edom. That's why only Edom goes to your mikla and a malach. In the Yerushalmi Yuma, the Aruch Ner mentioned your mashma that a malach is also called an Edom. And that will be the difference between the two Gersoros in our Gemara. And we'll conclude this discussion with the Shem Yishmuel, Parshas Kedoshim, Year Tafresh Ayin. That he goes to explain what's the reason of our Gersa that says Edom v'lo malach. Because by Edom you always have ischachos. You always have a renewal, and Edom is always progressing. So one can go to the Ir Miklat and fix his and correct his deeds and become a new person and come out. A malach doesn't have that ability. Has Hashem Yishmuel, but we know the Yetzer Hara is mischadish al b'chol yom. The Yetzer Hara always finds new ways to attack the Edom. So you see that also Yetzer Hara, a malach also has the ability to become new. Says the Shem Yishmuel Gevaldik. He says the Yetzer Hara is not becoming new. The Yetzer Hara is always the same. He starts a new attack on the Edom. The Edom was changing, now the Yetzer Hara looks to him like something else. Because the Yetzer Hara is so consistent, is so the same, so that's why he always has the ability to become new to the Edom, because the Edom changes his position, the Yetzer Hara comes again in his new position. The Yetzer Hara is the same thing, always attacking the Edom with a new attack. But it depends on the Edom. The malach himself has no ischachos, and that's why a malach doesn't belong to the Ir Miklot. Anyone who wants to join the Shomach Shaveh email list to WhatsApp group, please email shomachshaveh@gmail.com.